for my video blog today, I wanted to give you all an opportunity to get to know me better as a songwriter. A lot of you are friends of mine on Facebook or YouTube because you know me through work or through school, or you know me as a singer or a musician, but as far as songwriting goes, I don't think I've ever really talked about how I got my start and why it's important to me and my earliest memories of it, things like that. So I thought I'd blog about that today. The first time that I ever was exposed to songwriting was from my dad. He is a songwriter, and he's been writing since before I was ever thought of. So I would hear things that he wrote, and I didn't realize that he wrote them for a while. And I knew all these songs, and I'd sing them all the time, and then I'm not sure when I finally realized that they were his. I think probably when I started to see his tapes. Actually, I'm going to grab one because it's right over there, and you've got to see this. This is my dad's tape. It's called Runnin' My Full Self Silly, and there's a song on it, Baby I Wanna Whirl You Around. It was probably my favorite song on this CD, and it's not a CD, it's a tape. Wow. On this tape, that was my favorite song, and so I wanted to write. You know, Dad could write, and I wanted to write. So it started mostly. I would take other melodies and change the words. I specifically remember taking "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears and like totally changing the words, like completely, like brand new song, but the same melody line. So I started kind of doing that, and then, you know, obviously I never showed those to anybody or sang them for anybody because they were obviously other people's songs. So I really wanted to write one of my own. I remember watching the CMAs with my mom right after the September 11th attacks. I was 10 years old, and we were watching Alan Jackson perform his song, Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning? And I just remember that it was such an emotional moment for everybody that was listening, even for me, and I was a 10-year-old, and I didn't understand half the things that happened. I didn't understand why it happened. I didn't understand the effects of what was going to come from it, and it still really hit me. I could relate to that song, and it, you know, and I felt that, and I thought, if I'm going to write a song, like, I need to write something that's going to be emotional like that. And so, you know, to a 10-year-old, I'm like, I got to write about what he's writing about. So I wrote a song about September 11th, and it's called Ashes. And for Christmas that year, my parents got me into a recording studio to record it. And, you know, I was playing the guitar and the piano at this time, but I wasn't writing music. I wasn't, you know, for, you know, my own original music. And so I would just kind of hum it around the house or whatever. And I think, I don't know how they did it. I think they might have asked me to sing it, like record it for them, and then they took it to this guy, and he came up with all the background music for it. I mean, it was, totally full production, full band. Got cool effects, and I got to layer my voice over myself, and it was so cool, and to be 10 years old and inside of a recording studio, and I remember there were candles in the room, and I think there was like red carpet. I mean, it was like, and there was like a TV monitor. I remember that. I felt like a little rock star. I can remember it like it was yesterday. And it was such a cool moment for me. And then when we were making copies of these CDs to pass out to friends and family and send to Oprah and all kinds of stuff, it was so huge that I saw this one little idea that I had, and that I was affected by something, and that I turned it into something, you know, really simple and silly, and that it became this creation, and it was beautiful, and it was so cool for me, and that sparked something in me. I just wanted to keep writing. So me and my dad had been driving around, and he used to ask me every day, if not more than once a day, he would say, "Chelsea, have I told you that I love you today?" And I would usually say, "Yes, Dad," and he'd either say, "I love you" again, or he'd laugh, or, tickle me, or give me a big hug and kiss all over my face, or whatever he does. And, but this time, he said, "Chelsea, have I told you I love you?" And I said, "Yes, I know you love me." And he said, "Okay, I just wanted to say it again." And we both kind of looked at each other, and I'm like, that's a song. And I was probably, I don't know, 11 or 12 at this time, but we had made it a habit to try and come up with ideas through, conversations we would have. And so it wasn't, totally crazy for one of us to say, "That's a song," or "That's a song idea." So so I did that. I said, "That's a song." He's like, "Yeah, that's a song." And we got home and kind of bounced ideas around about what it could be about, or what the story could be, and what we ended up coming up with was a worship song. And I think a lot of that has to do with, for me being so young still, the love that I know, from my perspective, it's, if my dad was writing the song, he might have wrote it from, a father to a daughter, because that's how he was saying it, that's what he meant, but he totally wanted this to be mine. And for me, I'm thinking, it's not like I had boyfriends or, things like that to write silly love songs about, so I wrote mine about God, about how I love him so much, and how there's no amount of times that you could tell him that he doesn't want to hear it, or that it doesn't feel good to say, or that you don't need to say it for yourself, and that there's no amount of worship or praise that you can bring him that's going to be enough, because he is worthy of so much more. And so we wrote this song, and from what I can remember, my dad definitely did most of the writing, and I did more, trying to come up with ideas or things to write about, and he would kind of try and, talk me through it, to get me to come up with actual lyrics to make it a song. If you hear Ashes, you will understand why I needed guidance to write this other one. So, but it was so cool to have that guidance, and it definitely shaped the way that I wrote from there on out. So I'm going to record another video for you after this, and I'm going to play Say It Again for you. So make sure that you check that out. Thanks again for being a part of all this, for your support, whether you're just listening once or you've been listening to me my whole life. I appreciate all the love, support, encouragement, etc. Check out my Facebook and YouTube if you haven't already. There's a full bio. If you click About on my Facebook page, it'll come up with a full bio, and then on my YouTube there should be, on the right hand side, you can read more about me. And I'll continue posting video blogs, and so you guys can follow and keep in touch. Thank you so much again. Keep an eye out for Say It Again, because it's coming up soon.